By now, you've probably read or seen footage of the brazen smash and grab robberies plaguing California. But should anyone be surprised? This pandemic of lawlessness is the fruit of the left's public policy. But citizens have had enough, and they are organizing to stop it. Here with me to talk about this initiative and the policies that have fueled the crime wave in the Golden State is Josiah O'Neil. He's a law enforcement officer, but he's also working on this citizen initiative. Josiah, welcome to Washington Watch.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So first off, let's before we get to the initiative that signatures are being gathered to place this onto the ballot, let's talk about what is it that prompted this. I mean, we've seen the pictures. We've seen the rail yards in Los Angeles littered. We've seen people going into stores in broad daylight, robbing. I mean, it's like lawlessness unleashed. What's behind it?
Sure. This initiative is really a direct result of several different things. Most obviously, the incredible rise in crime here in Southern California, but specifically Prop 47 and AB 109. For those who aren't familiar, Prop 47 was a proposition that passed here in California directly related to reducing the charge level for narcotics crimes as well as property crimes. For example, prior to this proposition, the possession of hard narcotics like fentanyl and cocaine and methamphetamine would have been felonies. After Prop 47 in 2014, they became nothing more than citations, releasing thousands upon thousands of individuals who would otherwise be in prison. That also went for property crimes, where previously, if you stole something worth $450 or more, it was considered a felony and thus prison sentence. Prop 47 changed that to a higher dollar value of $950. So those of us in the know realize that property crimes and narcotics crimes are closely related to one another, and this caused an incredible rise in both violent crime and narcotics arrests throughout the state.
I mean, I've heard of criminals actually having calculators going into the stores to make sure they didn't exceed the limit, so that they could basically walk free if they're under essentially the $1,000 limit for theft.
Yeah, unbelievably so, but that unfortunately is true. And likewise, there's at least one store owner that I know of in the Los Angeles area who's marked every item in his store $951. And that's primarily to get around the issue of non-arrests for these individuals. So it's become quite the problem.
So the business owners are seeing this, citizens are seeing it because stores are closing. They're not open, a lot of times not open after dark. I mean, it's just becoming a very violent, as you said, the relationship between property crimes and narcotics. But citizens are taking an initiative here to fix what the politicians won't. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's not a direct reversal of the proposition, but essentially what we're seeking is at least 800,000 signatures here to roll back some of the damage done by these bad policies. And specifically, we're talking enhancements for these crimes. So while we won't be able to exactly reverse the dollar amount for property crime, we're seeking an enhancement for example, if you're caught burglarizing or shoplifting 3 times, on the 3rd time, there's an enhanced sentence. And it's really tools in the hands of law enforcement to deal with it. What we're seeing here is unprecedented, really in cities all throughout the state. But most notably here where I'm at in the Southern California region, it's become a disaster that's attracted everyone's attention, from Los Angeles to San Francisco and even here in San Diego County. The crime is out of control because they know there's no consequences on both ends. And for those who don't know, most property crime is driven by narcotics use. When you need to get high and you can't get it, you break into cars and you conduct smash and grabs and you rob people at gunpoint.
And Josiah, I know, because I know your background. You served in the State Department. You've traveled and worked internationally. I mean, when you see this lawlessness on the streets of America, you have to wonder sometimes what country you're in, because this is the type of stuff you see in third world countries.
Yes, as was duly noted by Governor Newsom here recently in a recent media spot where he was picking up trash along the train tracks where armed gangs have been robbing trains loaded with supplies. Look, we already have enough problems with the supply chain out here. So these policies have to be dealt with. And we really believe that the people are going to speak on this. And this initiative we're pushing, called the Smash and Grab Initiative, can deal a serious blow to the crime and impact that's been seen out here.
And so you want citizens there in California to sign a petition to get their name on that so that this can then get onto the ballot in November. Is that correct?
That's correct. The Attorney General has approved at this point, so we are embarking on a signature collection effort. And as we've seen from other recent efforts, we believe we will be successful.
Very quickly, where can people go to add their signature?
You can search Smash and Grab. If you just Google it, that's the easiest way. Rescue California and Ann Dunsmore are heading this up, and there's a lot of information readily available on the internet.
All right. Josiah O'Neil, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate your leadership out there in Southern California.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.